As you explore the world of Where Winds Meet, combat is something you'll get very used to. But let's be honest, the real highlights are always the boss fights. There's just something more exciting about focusing on a single enemy with a completely unique moveset, where every dodge and every mistake actually matters. Bosses in this game aren't just damage sponges. They force you to slow down, read animations, and really understand the rhythm of combat. Today, we're talking about Zheng E, a campaign boss you encounter during the Grain Crisis questline. He looks incredible, but don't let that distract you. This fight can get rough, especially once you hit Phase 2. New attack patterns, tighter dodge windows, and some very punishing combos can quickly overwhelm you if you're not prepared. In this guide, I'll break down how Zheng E fights, what to watch out for, and how you can stay alive and take him down without losing your sanity. I'm quickly moving on to the video.
Of the audience
Before we
is
start,
subscribed to the
if you
channel.
enjoy these types of list
Please
videos,
don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos.
Subscribe. Enjoy watching.
Thanks.
As you move forward in the main story of Where Winds Meet, the game slowly starts throwing more and more memorable bosses at you. You have probably already faced names like Heartseeker or Dowlord, and at this point you are getting used to how campaign bosses work. Zheng E is a bit different though, because while he is tied to the main progression, reaching him feels more like uncovering a hidden problem in the world rather than just following a straight questline. Zheng E is connected to the ever-normal Granary campaign, which takes place in the southern part of Kaifeng. As soon as the story allows you to enter this region, you can head south and reveal that part of the map. Once it is uncovered, zoom in fully and you will notice the ever-normal granary sitting on the right side of the area. Simply getting close is enough to trigger the campaign, so you do not have to actively accept anything from a quest board. When you arrive, the quest begins in a very grounded way by overhearing a conversation between a mother, her child, and a soldier. After a few dialogue scenes, you are led into the granary itself, where things immediately start to feel tense. Before you can even think about Zheng E, the game makes you deal with a mini-boss named Li Shoujie. This fight serves as a warning that the situation inside the granary is far more hostile than it first appears. Once it becomes clear that the soldiers inside are not on your side, you are forced to navigate deeper into the area on your own. This is where the quest gets more interesting mechanically. You will eventually enter a glowing blue zone filled with massive blue flowers blocking your path. To progress, you need to use flame arrows to burn these flowers away, opening the route forward step by step rather than all at once. Near the end of this section, you will find a trapped non-player character who needs to be freed by destroying 3 of those flowers. One of them is easy to miss, as it is located behind the right branch where the character is held. Once you clear all 3 and save him, the path forward becomes clear. He will guide you straight to the final room, where the real challenge begins and the boss fight against Zheng E finally starts. When the fight against Zheng E begins, the first thing you will notice is that this is not a boss you can mindlessly pressure. One of his defining traits is his ability to parry your attacks, which is surprisingly rare in Where Winds Meet and can catch you off guard if you are not ready for it. In the first phase especially, Zheng E loves to punish aggressive players, parrying frequently during what looks like safe downtime. His attack patterns are fast and precise, so learning the rhythm of his strikes and knowing when to hold back is just as important as landing hits. Despite how intimidating that sounds, the fight still gives you room to breathe if you stay patient. Zheng E has clear pauses between his attack strings, but those moments are more about repositioning and baiting than pure damage. Dodging with good timing is crucial here, as most of his moves come out quickly and can overwhelm you if you panic. The battle follows a standard 2-phase structure, and once you understand how the first phase tests your patience and timing, you will be much better prepared for what he brings in the second phase. The first phase of the Zheng E fight is actually a good warm-up once you understand what the game wants from you. Most of his attacks here are very readable, and if you are comfortable with blocking at the right moment, you can deflect a large portion of his damage. This phase is less about raw difficulty and more about teaching you patience and timing before things get more intense later on. 2 of his most common moves in this phase are close-range attacks using his fan and his conjured swords. They look very similar at first, which can be confusing, but there is a key difference. One version hits 3 times, while the other goes up to 5 hits. Learning to recognize which one he is doing will make your defensive play much more consistent. After finishing either of these melee combos, Zheng E will summon ice veins from the ground. You can clearly see where they are about to appear by watching the ground beneath you, which gives you enough warning to react. You can choose to deflect these for chi damage, but stepping to the side is often the safer and simpler option. If you decide to sidestep instead of deflecting, you are rewarded with a short damage window. Zheng E stays vulnerable for a moment, letting you land a few clean hits and chip away at both his health points and his chi. These small openings add up quickly if you stay disciplined. When Zheng E successfully parries one of your attacks, he almost always follows up by creating distance. From there, he uses a range pattern where he throws 2 ice waves towards you before launching himself forward. All 3 parts of this sequence are very manageable and can be deflected with proper timing. He also has a variation where he spawns 2 horizontal ice waves across the arena and then sends them at you. While these can technically be parried, the timing is tighter than it looks. In most cases, it is safer to dodge or sidestep rather than forcing a perfect block. Throughout this phase, getting hit builds up an immobilized meter that appears after the first hit. If this meter fills completely, your character will be frozen in place for a few seconds, leaving you wide open. Avoiding unnecessary damage is crucial here, even if individual hits do not seem too dangerous. Finally, Zheng E has a red attack during this phase that can be shut down with the Meridian Touch ability. You can also deflect it if your timing is confident, which drains a large amount of his chi. Overall, the best moments to attack are right after his combos end, especially the 5-hit melee string where he stays grounded long enough for you to punish safely. The second phase begins the moment you completely drain Zheng E's first health points bar, and the transition is impossible to miss. He always opens this phase with a special attack where he jumps onto a raised ice platform while ice veins spread across the surrounding area. Right after that, he fires 2 yellow attacks that cannot be dodged, followed by a red attack. If you parry that red attack correctly, it gets reflected back at him and instantly destroys the platform, cutting the sequence short. Once this opening sequence is over, the fight becomes much more aggressive. Zheng E gains access to several new abilities, and many of them are yellow attacks, meaning dodging alone will not save you. One of the most dangerous examples is a fast dash that triggers after his hand starts glowing yellow. If this dash connects, he grabs you, slams you into the ground, and deals massive damage, so recognizing the animation early is extremely important. Because of this, the general mindset for Phase 2 needs to change. Unless you are absolutely sure an attack is not yellow, you should be ready to dodge or reposition rather than commit to blocking or attacking. Patience matters more than damage here, and surviving his pressure is the real challenge. Zheng E also has a sequence where he takes to the air and repeatedly throws ice waves at you, all of which count as yellow attacks. This pattern always ends with him launching himself directly at your current position, which is also yellow. The safest approach is to sidestep the incoming waves instead of dashing, saving your endurance so you can react properly to the final dive. Towards the end of the phase, he may recreate the ice vein platform again, similar to the phase transition. From there, he hurls multiple ice spears toward your location. This attack is much easier than it looks, as simply moving in one direction is enough to avoid all of them. It is best not to dash here, since you will want as much endurance as possible for the yellow attacks that usually follow immediately after. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.